Hello, hello. Welcome to another week of updates on how our church is doing. As you have seen, if you've watched the past two videos, we've had this big decision where we're losing our sanctuary space. We're going to move to what is currently our cafe. That's probably going to be here in another couple months. Shared the news. People received it pretty well. I wanted to share a few things I'm actually excited for about this transition. And here's the things I'm excited for. The sanctuary space itself is sending messages, and it's telling something about the church that I think are not true. And so by losing the sanctuary, we're going to have an opportunity to retell those stories or those narratives. Here's what I mean. When you walk into a sanctuary and it's filled with rows and you're sitting behind, you're looking at someone's, the back of their neck or their hair, and then you're looking over them to see the stage, it does not in any way imply that the church is the people. The church is implied as a performance or a place that you go to. We're going to have the opportunity in losing our sanctuary to create our own seating arrangements, which can include tables where people sit around, and in other cultural contexts like restaurants, you would talk and you would spend time chatting with people. We'll probably still have some sort of rows, but we don't want to have lots of rows, maybe just 2 rows with like a coffee table in the middle. We've had coffee tables to increase our discussion. We want to keep all those elements going forward. Another thing is that when you go to a church and you all watch a stage where there are performers, whether it's music or whether it's a preacher who's preaching, it's implied that you are not bringing anything when you're there. You're just there to receive. And I would love to remove that. So if we don't have a stage when we're going into this new space, then there's an implied we all must participate. It's literally flatter of a surface. It's not quite as top down. There's not a hierarchical authority structure implied in the space, and so it invites people, or my hope is that it will encourage people to engage in worship and to participate in discussion, because we're all coming together as a gathering as equals, not we're just coming to hear what the paid Christians are going to be sharing with us or performing for us for that day. Another thing that I'm really excited for is the aspect that people who don't necessarily come to a church are going to have that opportunity or don't want to come to a church, or perhaps have deconstructed the idea of a church space. They will be entering into a brand new space that doesn't have perhaps the same emotional baggage or spiritual baggage as what they've been running from. So I'm hopeful that there will be even a different demographic of people who will want to come in. And lastly, we want to take our mission more forward in this new space in terms of serving the youth in our community. And so I would love for the space itself to be a reminder when we're sitting there that this space is not for us. We're just gathering here to worship God around this mission of serving our community. So whether that looks like there's a paint wall or a basketball hoop or something that demonstrates that the space itself is not simply for us, but rather we're going to gather here, but really the space is for the community. Those are a few of the messages, or those are the main messages, I should say, that I'm excited about losing when we're leaving the sanctuary, and hopefully gaining when we go into another different space, a smaller space where we can be more together. We'll see how those come out. I'll have to watch this video back and see in a year if we're actually realizing these benefits, if there's been a change in our community, in our culture, in our thinking. All right, stay tuned.